Okay, just looking at these expansions. So this is the same as the sine A minus B expansion. And that just becomes sine A cos B minus sine B cos A. Okay, so let's just apply it to this. So that'll be sine 3 pi on 2 cos A, sine same sign, sine A cos 3 pi on 2. So sine 3 pi on 2 is sine 270. Sorry. Cos A minus sine A, and this is cos 270. So sine 270. Sine 270 would be minus 1, so that's minus 1 times cos A minus sine 2A, and cos 270 is actually 0. So it's, minus sine A, so it's sine 0. So that ends up being minus cos A. Okay, the next one, so you got cos for this one. So it's cos pi on 2. Cos A, cos pi on 2. Cos is a different sign. Sine A, sine pi on 2. Cos 90 is just 0, so this one will disappear. Minus sine A, sine 90 is 1, so that's minus sine A. Okay, this is cos, so it's cos. So it's cos 5 pi on 3. Cos A, cos is a different sign. Sine pi, 5 pi on 3. Sine A, which is cos of 300, when you put 5 times 180 on 3. Okay, cos A minus sine of 300 sine A. Okay, so working this out, you could just put that in your calculator, and then that will be minus a half, or you could go 300s in that quadrant. Cos is positive and it's equivalent to cos 60, therefore you use your triangle. Okay, or you put in your calculator. This one you won't have to square because it's not a surd. It just gives you minus a half times cos A minus, now cos sine 300 will be minus, because in that quadrant sine is negative, so it's going to be minus, and then sine A, root 3 on 2. So in your calculator, if you put sine 300 and then you square it, you'll get 0.75, make it a fraction, and then square root it. So you get root 3 on 2. Or you use your triangle. And you actually get minus 0.75 because in that quadrant sine is negative. So that's going to be minus cos A plus root 3 sine A all over 2. Okay, so finally this last one here, I just might choose a purple. So it's sine cos. So it's sine 4 pi on 3, cos 4 pi on 3. Oh, sorry, A. It should be A, cos A. Okay, because A is like your B. This is A minus B. And sine will keep the same sign. So it's sine A cos 4 pi on 3. Cos 4 pi on 3. Pi on 3 is 60. 4 times 60 is 240. So it's 240 cos A minus sine A cos 240. Now you could put the sine 240 straight in your calculator. It's equivalent to minus sine 60, so it's minus root 3 on 2 cos A. If you put in your calculator, you get minus 0.75. Pick up the negative because it's in that quadrant, in the third quadrant, and sine and cos are negative. And then square it, and then mentally square root it. So this will be sine A times minus a half, because cos 240 is minus a half. So it's minus root 3 cos A plus sine A all over 2.